What's going on, guys? Fun with Knives back again, and this mini Griptilian that you see here was sent to me by JT, otherwise known as JT's Knife Life, to actually keep, which I was very thankful for, and it's exposed me to Benchmade, and I think that was his intention. I was pretty excited to take a look at it, and I've been carrying it off and on since, and I've actually grown to like it quite a bit, and I'm just about ready to do my review on it when I had a trade proposal. It was a viewer named Jason. He asked me if I was liking the mini grip, and I said, yeah, I'm getting ready to do my review on it. And he said, well, I have a full-size Griptilian. Would you want to trade? Now, this may seem a little odd, and I was like, well, why would you trade a larger, more expensive knife of the same materials for something smaller? I mean, it's just the mini version of it. And he said that he'd like a smaller knife. He's got smaller hands, and he thinks that the Griptilian, the mini grip here, would perform a little bit better in his life. So I was like, you know what, let me think about it. We exchanged some photos back and forth, and he was kind enough to send it to me in advance for me to check it out, do this little comparison video, and then decide which one I wanted to keep. And it's going to be this one. You guys know I like knives of this size, so I'd figure I'd do kind of an unboxing here, this one, compare the two a little bit, and then I'll get around to doing this mini grip review before I send it out to Jason. So Jason, thanks a lot for that. I'm really excited to compare and contrast these two models. Now, the mini Griptilian is the model, let me see if I can find it here, 555. That's the particular one I have here, the hollow ground with the hole in the blade. This one is the 550. This is the standard size Griptilian, and no, it is not the new version with the CPM 20 CV still. These are the older ones with 154 cm and the plastic handles. So let's open this thing up, which is in very good condition for it being used. He's got all the paperwork here, he's got the box, he's even got the little bag, so very good on the trade aspect there, nothing to really worry about. And then here is the standard size grip. You can see you got the coyote tan handles here with the black coated blade. I think it's a very cool color combo. Same exact materials, 154 cm blade steel, and I thought I'd do just a little spec rundown here, give you guys some initial thoughts on the larger one and kind of allude to what I think of the mini one before I get to the actual in-depth review. So let's compare blade lengths here. The mini grip has a blade length of 2.91 inches, and the full-size grip has a blade length of 3.45 inches. So you can see there's the difference in blade length. Your blade thickness is going to hop from 0.1 inches on the mini grip to 0.12 inches. So not a huge increase, but there's something worth noting in the blade stock on these two. Steel again, 154 cm. Now the handle length on the mini grip is 3.87 inches, so just shy of 4. Of course, your actual grip area is going to be a little shorter than that. I mean, I'm going to guess around 3.5 inches. Now your handle thickness on the full-size grip, the handle length, is going to be 4.62 inches. So even if we shoot a little low, you got 4 inches of actual grip length here, which is going to be just hand filling compared to the mini grip. You can see that's quite a big difference in handle length. Handle thickness, you're going to go from 0.51, which is fairly standard, to 0.64. So this is kind of a chubby knife in pocket. And then weight, you're going to go from 2.56 ounces to 3.76 ounces. So a little over an ounce in weight on the bigger one. Not a huge deal to me. And still, this is under 4 ounces for such a large knife. It's not really that big, but it just seems so big compared to the mini grip. Now, overall length, 6.78 inches on the mini, and then just over 8 inches, 8.07 on the full size. And here's a look. I don't know if that camera angle is going to really throw that off. Yeah, that looks way tiny. That looks a little bit more in line with reality. Now, I like both of these knives quite a bit. I mean, I had the mini grip for quite a while now, and it's seen quite a bit of use. And for me not being into knives under 3 inches of blade length, most times this thing has performed wonders. And I think my favorite features about it are this deep carry clip and the thinness behind the edge on this hollow grind. I mean, this thing is super thin behind the edge, making it a great slicer. This thing's tackled a ton of cardboard. I mean, the edge still looks fantastic, probably deserves a strop. But overall, I don't think this is the most attractive blade in the world, but damn, it works. This is the exact same configuration as far as design. You can see this is the coated version, but this is noticeably thicker behind the edge. And I won't go so far to say that it's thick and it's not going to cut well, but this is going to cut much better than this, even though they have the exact same grind. You're adding 2 millimeters of blade stock to the full size, and I think that's what's really doing it there. Both of them have fairly thick tips. You can see that tapers down right at the end, so you're almost at full blade thickness, almost all the way down to the tip. So it's going to make for a strong tip, but not a very good piercing one. Now, the fit and finish on the mini grip here is outstanding. I really don't know how else to put it. I've had no blade play issues. This thing locks up like a rock. It's fairly smooth. You can see I can close it and open it pretty easy there. It's a little tighter than this one, than the full size I have here, and I think that's because this one has been worn in a little bit more. I think this has been used a little bit more, and honestly, the blade centering on this one is not perfect. If I can get that in the light for you, you can see it's pushing this side a little bit. I can back it out, center it up, but then there's some, I don't want to say super noticeable, but there is some noticeable blade play. When it's up like this, there is no blade play. Axis lock is very strong, but this one is much smoother. And the great thing about these Griptilians with the hole in the sheepfoot blade is there's just so many ways to open them. They're just like a Spyderco, which you guys might have guessed. You can kind of spider drop them, open and close them with the lock. You can slow roll it out. You can do the middle finger flick. And honestly, guys, I like the full size grip much better as just as far as ergonomics. Pocketability wise, this wins by a mile. And then you add this deep carry clip, which I have heard from all the Benchmade guys out there that you can ask Benchmade at any time and they'll send you one, which I'm definitely going to do. You can see with the mini grip in pocket, you're going to get almost nothing out of the pocket, maybe 1/8 of an inch handle, while the mini grip is going to give you, or I'm sorry, the full size grip is going to give you a full 3/4 of an inch sticking out of the pocket, which isn't a huge deal, but I like the design of this deep carry clip a lot. Now, this feels smaller than 0.51 inches in thickness. It's got kind of a palm swell going on. You can see this is not an entirely flat piece of plastic for each of the scales. There's kind of a palm swell, and this one is definitely noticeable. Now, it's great in hand. I've used it just a little bit. I've only had this knife for a day or two, but really, this feels great in hand, but I've thrown it in the pocket, and it's not quite as comfortable. It's just not. I mean, going around day to day, the mini grip is going to feel better in your pocket, and I think it's going to be a better slicer. So that's kind of my takeaway from the different sizes in Griptilians. I don't know if they've changed a whole lot with the upgrade in materials over the last couple of years. I don't know if all those stats are different now, but I can see why the Griptilian is such a beloved knife in the knife community now. I never had one before, and now I have the opportunity to own two. Maybe not at the same time, but at least I get to try out both sizes and really see if the axis lock is for me, which ease of use on this thing is just insane. I mean, you just tap that kind of pull down axis lock bar here, that thing just closes right up. This mini grip is not quite as broken in, whoa, but you can see very easy to manipulate without gloves, you know, in dirty conditions. I can see why the axis lock is just a lot of people's favorites, really. So thanks again, Jason, for letting me take a look at this thing before I send you your mini grip. And I don't think that's the the fairest trade in the world, but I might incentivize it a little bit more and send you a surprise along with the mini grip, just to make myself feel a little bit better, because I am getting the better part of the deal. And we'll do a more in-depth look into this one once I've carried it, once I've used it. But I really love the color combo on this thing, and it is truly grippy. I mean, all the jimping and checkering all over this thing is just a little bit more pronounced than this one. This one's easier to get in and out of your pocket. I don't think neither of them are abrasive, but really, I think this is a little bit better suited for EDC, and this one's just a little bit better for me. I mean, we'll see, only time will tell. But again, thanks to Jason, thanks for JT for giving me the mini grip. I love it. I don't want you to think any differently, but I have the opportunity to own a full size, and you guys know me. I love my 3.5 inch size blades. So thanks for watching, guys, as always, and remember, have fun with your knives.